So this is for the chemistry assessment question for number 2. So first off, the part A of the question gave us this, which is 2-butyl, 3,5-diethyl, 4-propyl, 4-hexane. So first thing I realized is that hexane means that there's 6 carbons in the question. So I went out and I wrote 6 carbons in the question. And then and it says there's a 4 before the hexane, which means that after the 4th carbon there's a double bond. So that's what I did. I put a double bond to the 4th carbon right here, this one right here. So I put a double bond, and then it says 2-butyl, so in the 2nd carbon atom I added CH2, 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 CH3. And then in 3 and 5 there's a CH2, CH3. So in CH, so this is the 3rd carbon right here, I put CH2, CH3, and in the 5th carbon CH2, CH3. And then in the 4th carbon you have a propyl, which is CH2, CH2, CH3. So that's how I started off my diagram. And then I added the hydrogens to the carbons because the carbons need to have a full outer shell, because carbons only have 4 valence electrons, so they need to bond with something to have a full outer shell. So right here I put 3 hydrogens. In the first one too I put 3 hydrogens, and in the 2nd and the 3rd carbons I put only 1 hydrogen, and these carbons will be satisfied with the double bond because they already have 4 electrons and they're sharing 4 other electrons, so they have a full outer shell. And then second thing I did, and then moving on, I put the double bonds down here. The carbon double bonded to the other carbon, and then I branched out each one of them. Like for example, the ethyl, the propyl, I all circled them and branched them out. And then you got carbon here. And then I bonded it to the top of it. I bonded it CH2, CH3, from bottom CH3, and then other carbon CH2, CH2, CH3. And then the next thing I did is that I identified the longest chain of carbons in the parent diagram, which is this one, and it was 6 carbons right here. And then I kept drawing on CH, CH, CH3, and then from CH you have CH2, 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 CH3, and then CH2, CH3, and then you have to identify the longest chain of carbons in this diagram. So I identified it, and when we count how many carbons there is, we count that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 carbons. So this is called a decane. So I wrote out decane, and I wrote a 3 in front of the decane because the 3rd carbon, after the 3rd carbon there's a double bond. So that's what I did, so it's 3 decane. And then I started looking at the chain of carbons. I seen that the 4th carbon, for example, is bonded to a propyl right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, it's bonded to a propyl. 3 and 6, which is 1, 2, 3, here is bonded to CH3, which is a methyl, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is bonded to another methyl. So you have 3 and 6 are bonded to a methyl, 4 is bonded to a propyl, and then you have 5, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is bonded to an ethyl. So what I did is that, and as you can see my final answer right here, what I did is that I put them in alphabetical orders. Then I wrote them, and I obviously started with trans at the start, and my final answer was trans-5 ethyl-3,6 dimethyl-4 propyl-3 decane. So that was my final answer for the question.